My workshop was really fun today. I haven't run many workshops before, and I like to ramble and I like to talk, and we ended up having a lot to talk about. It was all about just trying to introduce people to some of the problems you can have when you first start streaming and give advice about what you need to do, what kind of gear you need, the things you need to keep in mind, and like what is really important for streaming. So it was really fun, the audience were really fun, and I had a good time. I hope they learned something. I do think YouTube is too hard now. So YouTube is huge, unless you're already really big on YouTube. So unless you have 100,000 subs already, I feel like the way that YouTube has changed in the last few years, it's too hard. I think it's too hard now. It'll take you too long to earn a living. If you've got bills to pay, I don't think you can do it. And Twitch is like more direct income, you know. It can still be slow going, especially when you start for the first time, but you get income a lot quicker, and you can grow quicker, I think. But what's next? I mean, we don't know, right? Like, I should have done YouTube 8 years ago. I should have done Twitch 4 years ago. I feel like I've only just got in on Twitch, and now's like the last chance to get it on Twitch for the next couple of years, I feel, to be really, really successful. I don't know what the next thing is. Who knows? We can't predict these kind of things. I don't know, maybe it'll be standing in the street just yelling. I don't know. We had a lot of technical questions, and that's one thing about streaming that's really hard to get right. There's so much technical stuff to it, and if you're not very technical minded, or you don't have experience with like how mics work and how hardware works and how to eliminate kind of hardware problems, it can be a nightmare. Like I'm pretty good with all that sort of stuff, and I've spent hundreds of hours setting up my stream. So there are a lot of technical questions, a lot of questions about how to grow as a streamer, and it is a hard thing to do, and I'd always say, collaborate wherever you can with other streamers. I feel like that's a really good way to grow, because then you introduce your community to other communities which have similar vibes. You can like cross-pollinate. I feel like that's really good for growing. And I think a lot of it is about consistency as well. So if you're a new streamer, my biggest advice for a new streamer is have one day a week where you always stream, and you're always going to be there no matter what. So Wednesday night at 4 p.m. or whatever, Wednesday night at 6 p.m. you're always going to be there. Just one regular stream, commit to that, because life takes over. And if suddenly you stream for a little bit and then you stop, and you may not want to go back to it, but if you give yourself that regular kind of stream, then it'll be a lot better for you. I haven't seen anything yet. No, I walked in and did my workshop. I'm excited to see it though. It's so beautiful. I love all these triangles in the sky, these tubes, and the esports stage looks awesome. So I'm going to do some stuff on the esports stage today. Esports stage looks really fun. Yeah, can't wait to get up there. My top 3 tips for someone who wants to become a streamer and be good at it and successful at it. There's so many. It's a tough question. My top 3 tips for someone wanting to be a streamer would be have a good mic. Good audio is number 1. You can have a terrible webcam, you can have bad internet and play games which don't require much movement, but if your mic audio is bad, no one's going to stick around. That's my first one. My second one is play things you love. Play games or do things like, because you do RL, you can play music, and make music. Do things that you love. When you're doing something you love, then you'll be passionate about it, and people love watching passion. They love watching someone enjoy something. So that's really important. And I think the other biggest one, there's so many things. I think it's consistency. I think it's what I've talked about a lot today, which is have that regular stream that you turn up for, that one a week. Have that consistency, and cut yourself some slack when you can't make it. So you want to be consistent, but you've got to cut yourself some slack when you're not consistent at the same time. That's weird advice.